welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thanks for thanks for being here and coming up and just being able to talk about genuine culture. And we're gonna get into Mtali as well. But while I get situated on the phone, can you just let us know like how genuine culture came about and like what was the inspiration to get started?
Yeah, well, Genuine Culture officially came about in 2017 was our first show, although I had the concept back in 2013. Genuine Culture is an organization with Damani Gordon and myself, as long as my mother, Teresa Cooper Gordon, and we combined forces to bring a production and promotion company to showcase and highlight various cultural entertainment events around Western Mass and beyond. So we've been in business for 9 years now, which is a beautiful thing with the great support of the people. And we're going to keep it going. And we're looking forward to the show February 28th, Mtali Banda live in concert. It's going to be a special one.
Thanks so much for explaining all that. I really appreciate it. And just wanted to ask you another question. Why is it important and what does it mean for the community to experience the variety of shows that you put on? Because not just Mtali, but you had
New Jazz Underground.
Yes, they were dope. And
yes.
You have different. I heard you having a house event.
Yes,
and things like
next
that.
month
So
for sure.
Can you just talk about why it's important to have a variety of music going on?
Yeah, it's important because we like to specialize and showcase the various aspects of Black music and culture, and that's a wide range, and we like to showcase all aspects of the culture. Our very first event was featured a street dance legend named Storyboard P. And if you don't know him, check him out because he's been in Jay-Z's videos and more recently the Clips video. So we like to bring different aspects of the culture that we might not see on a regular basis in our area and beyond. So it's important to showcase and highlight the various beautiful aspects we have with Black music and culture.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, and I think it's really intentional, the artists that you're bringing and, the reasoning behind it, because it's just like we were just talking about off air, like we want to revitalize, what Western Mass was offering before. And
that's right.
By bringing different voices and musicians to the scene, it just, expands people's horizon on people that they may not even have thought of listening, but, are worth the listen. So definitely appreciate you, thinking outside the box and just bringing in different artists to the Western Mass area. Want to get in, of course. Want to get into Mtali, and I just want to ask you, demanding, why is it important to bring Mtali Banda back to Western Mass? He was here in summer of 2025 at the Iron Horse,
yes.
And you're bringing him back to De La Luz Soundstage and Holyoke. So just want to talk about why it's important for Mtali to come back, and then we'll bring Mtali into the conversation.
Yeah, it's important of what we're talking about because there's a serious legacy in the Western Massachusetts area, going back to the 70s with Max Roach and Yusef Lateef and Archie Shep, and just, there's so many people that touch down this area. Mtali Banda has roots in this area. Even our parents go back. So it's so important to bring Mtali back because of his music is powerful, it's unique, it's soulful, and I think it touches a lot of people. So this show is specifically going to be unique because it's going to be showing a different side of Mtali and different reinterpretations of Black music. So we're bringing everybody to the cookout, and so yeah, we're looking forward.
Yeah, I love that, and I'm excited. I feel like, first of all, I want to introduce Mtali Banda to the stage. He's on the phone, and just want to welcome him to Mid Morning Jazz. Good morning, Mtali.
Hey, good morning. Apologies for the outside sirens.
That's okay. You're in New York, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm in New York. Literally, I was like, light of sight's got to go off right there. But good morning, good morning.
Good morning. And just thanks so much for being able to tune in. And just really excited for you to come back to the Western Mass area. And just really quickly tell the people who you are and what you do, and then I have some questions for you as well.
Yeah, my name is Mtali. I'm an artist and educator and just a human being.
I love that. And I'm excited that you're coming back to the area. Had the opportunity to see you at Iron Horse in summer of 2025. And it was just different. I like how you intertwine jazz and hip hop and soul into your music, and just appreciated that because I am a lover of all genres of music. Even though I grew up around my dad, who is strictly jazz and R&B and funk, so I appreciated an artist that intertwined all of my worlds into one show. But just kind of want to ask you, Mtali, where are you now? And creatively, and what can we expect at De La Luz next week?
I think mentally, who knows where I'm at mentally.
That's all of us.
Creatively, I'm willing to go down that path. Creatively, though, I think I'm just at a place where I just make things, right? Like, I make music and make art. I don't think about it. I never have. And so you might call me a jazz musician. I don't call me a jazz musician. I don't call me an R&B musician.
Okay.
I don't call me any of those things. I just play the music that comes to me, and it sounds how it comes out. I think we live in a day and age where we get so caught up on staying within the borders, whether it be rappers trying to make a project that sounds like rap or stays true to hip hop. Same thing with you look at the R&B industry right now, you look at the jazz industry right now, and a part of it then becomes problematic because you're so caught up on, does this fit within the genre rather than does it reflect who I am, and does it sound good ultimately.
Yeah, I actually love that you said that, you're not a jazz musician, you don't want to fit inside of a box, and you're kind of just flowing with, what the vision is that comes to you and what touches your soul. And I appreciate that. A lot of times, like you said, rappers, for instance, or just artists in general, as listeners, we're so used to artists doing one thing, and when you come out with a new project, sometimes people are disappointed. Like, people say, I miss the old Kanye. Want people to do what they did in the past, but it's like, you all are people, we all are people, and we're growing and evolving. And, we should, as listeners, give you grace to expand past, you may have started one place, but you're entering a new place. And, if we are true admirers of your music, we'll just appreciate what you put out and not, box you into a genre. So I appreciate you kind of breaking that down, and I can relate to that and understand that in that way. So definitely appreciate that. I wanted to ask you, because you said you're not in a box, what is different from you based on you were here in 2025 compared to now? So what's different from that season to this season?
Nothing. Nothing's different. This is where I've been at. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? I think sometimes people operate on assumptions and projections, but this is where I've stood for the last 5-6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like as artists sometimes, listeners and DJs, we get a perception of you, and that may not even be you. So we have to get to know you and who you are, and just ride the wave of.
Yeah.
One thing that was intriguing me, I was on your social media pages, and I happened to see that you were, playing the sax live and having the DJ sets, and I really loved that. I thought that was really innovative and creative. So I'm just curious on why are you choosing to be out of the box and create space for, original music that you created, but also music that people know and love as well?
Well, I think that's just true to me, just carving out spaces for black folks.
Yeah.
I think, that's where that birthed out of. It birthed out of, I play with a live band and DJ. So that's where that started from. And then me and the DJ just started doing duo stuff together, and that started taking off in New York as well. But that's really what that comes down to. It's more just, reflecting the spaces that I grew up in, the people that I'm trying to reach, a predominantly black woman crowd. So just reflecting where the culture's at. I think that's really what it is. And that, yeah.
Awesome. Where do you feel like the culture is at? And you said like you want to connect with the Black community. Where do you feel like the culture is, and like how do you want to continue to step in and expand the culture?
Yeah, well, I mean, like when I say like the culture, I just mean like where the culture's always been, right? It's always been in hip hop and R&B.
Of course.
And I think like the problem is with a lot of jazz musicians, especially younger jazz musicians, is they're not actually grounded in current culture. Right? And then if you're not grounded in current culture, how are you going to speak to the culture? How are you going to speak to the times? How are you going to speak to people right now if you're still playing music from 50, 60, at this point now, sometimes 80 years ago, right? And so for me, it's sort of just, it helps me keep my boots on the ground. It helps me stay grounded in what are the sounds that people speak to, that people sing to, that when they hear, they put their drink down and they lose their minds to. And so that's been helpful for me. And I just like that. Yeah, you know, I think, that's sort of what sort of had me inspired to do that. I think it's just a completely different zone than necessarily where my original music, which is very deep and introspective.
Right.
You know, I also like to just play parties, right? I also want to make people dance, right? I also just want that experience. And that's sort of what that is.
Yeah.
It's more just, let's have a good time. And I think that's important right now.
Absolutely. I feel like it's definitely important, and I love that you have been able to tap in to know that and to identify that. And like you said, like, you know, let's keep up with the culture and, you know, what are people interested in listening to. And although I love the classics, we don't have to play them all the time, and we can expand from that. And I think I'm trying to do that here on Mid Morning Jazz as well. You know, let's step outside the box and break the barrier of what we think, you know, is what it is. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate that, and you taking your time. Just for each of you, before we go, what's one thing you want listeners to take away from the show that's going to be happening at De La Luz on February 28th? Domani can go, and then Mtali.
Sure. Well, it's going to give you another aspect. If you haven't experienced a Genuine Culture show, I suggest you come, because it is an experience. And we want to just, you know, put out that just the vibes and the culture, and bring people along this journey, because there's a lot of great music out there, a lot of great musicians, and Mtali Banda is one of them. So if you haven't checked it out, next Saturday, February 28th at De La Luz, it's going to be special.
Awesome. And Mtali, for you, what's one thing you want the listeners to take away from the show next week?
That there's just many shapes and forms to the Black creative expression, and I think I'm just excited to play these songs that I've been wanting to explore and have an excuse to explore. So I just hope that they can leave with a broader understanding of maybe what they thought Black music was, or what it looks like, and what contemporary voices in Black culture are saying.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Domani and Mtali, for calling in, and we will definitely see you next week at De La Luz. I actually love the lighting in that venue. It's really intimate, and I appreciate that, so I'm excited to head back to that venue as well, and experience you and where you're at and what you have to offer. So thanks so much for calling into Mid Morning Jazz, and hope to meet you next week at De La Luz.
Oh, for sure. Thanks for having us.
And thank you, Donyel, you and Don, for all your support, you and your father, for all your support. You supported Genuine Culture since day one. So I appreciate what you're doing and what you're continuing to do in the Valley, and appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for stopping up. We appreciate you. Well, that is Mtali Banda and Domani Gordon, president of Genuine Culture. And Mtali is going to be at the De La Luz Soundstage in Holyoke, Massachusetts. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. They are closing out Black History Month and giving you all things that you can imagine and haven't imagined. So we're here to expand your horizons and open you up and not keep you trapped in the box that you may keep yourself stuck in.